You have made it to day 3, and you are on the final home stretch. My name is Bonnie Norick. I'm a member of the protocol and validation team. For the next 30 minutes, I would like to talk to you about your long-term care facilities data. You work hard to collect that data, very, very hard. We would like to discuss how your facility can ensure that data you submitted to NHSN is accurate and of high quality. In this session, we will cover the attributes of the HAI surveillance at long-term care settings, the importance of validation of HAI data reported by long-term care facilities. We will discuss the two methods of the HAI data validation, which are external and internal validation, and discuss how to conduct an internal data validation, or what we might call quality checks. Just a recap of the information that you've probably heard already over the last couple days. Within the long-term care facility component, there are 3 modules. One is the HAI reporting of urinary tract infections, which includes catheter and non-catheter related infections. Laboratory ID events, also called lab ID events. This method provides proxy measures of C. diff and multi-drug resistant organism infections. Prevention process measures, which allows facilities to monitor adherence to prevention practices and includes hand hygiene, glove, and gowning. You have heard about the types of long-term care facilities that are eligible for reporting HAI data. A recap: if you are a skilled nursing facility, a nursing home, or an intermediate and chronic care facility for developmentally disabled, you are eligible for reporting HAI data via NHSN and definitely should consider validating your data reported to NHSN. In 2013, 138 facilities were enrolled in NHSN, which is about 0.9% of all long-term care facilities, and that's about 15,600 facilities. In the mid-2016, this grew to 2.1% of those nearly 16,000 facilities. And by May of this year, we have approximately 22% of the nursing homes enrolled and reporting to NHSN. With increasing numbers of facilities being enrolled and giving NHSN their data, it becomes very, very important to assess and assure the quality of your data. A special project was conducted in collaboration with CMS and Quinn QIOs back in 2017. It was aimed to assess CDI reporting and reduction. Among the 3,425 nursing homes that were enrolled in NHSN reporting, 2,592 of those were enrolled in the project. Now let's look at 2018 data. Among 2,389 nursing homes being evaluated, 98.8% of those reported at least 1 month of complete data. That means you need a numerator and a denominator to be a complete month. About 88% of the facilities reported 12 consecutive months. A little over half of those reported 0 events. Now that may be true, but we need to have good data to substantiate that. And in summary, there were about 1 to 7 events per year for those reporting, and that gave us a 0.56 catheter of 10,000 resident days for those facilities reporting the project in 2018. Similar to other surveillance systems, HAI surveillance is ongoing, systematic collection and analysis of data, followed by interpretation and timely dissemination of that HAI data. That means your leadership and your stakeholders and your staff. This is essential for planning and implementation of prevention measures. A good quality HAI surveillance system requires the following parameters. We want it to be simple and objective, and flexible to assure high data quality is acceptable to the users. It requires data accuracy measures with high sensitivity and a positive predictive value. It should be representative of the population, provide timely information, and be stable over time. In today's session, we will focus on quality data. Data quality of HAI surveillance reflects consistency and validity of data. Consistency of data includes its completeness, timeliness, and having confidence in your data. Validity refers to the accuracy of your data. These attributes can be achieved by HAI data validation. There are two types of data validation. The first is internal, which is generally built into a routine process at your facility. In this type of validation, facility conducts data quality checks to ensure that data entered into NHSN is not missing information on critical variables and data entry is plausible. By doing these data quality checks, the facility ensures that their HAI data was complete and consistent. The second type is the external validation, which is conducted by an external agency, such as the Department of Public Health or QuinnQIO. This process includes selecting a sample facilities, looking at medical charts, and followed by a site visit when medical charts are reviewed for case determination, and a survey is conducted with staff to assess the knowledge of their known practices at the facility. HAI reporting practices also. This process is more resource intensive and is intended to assess and assure the accuracy that HAI data has been reported to NHSN. Neither of the above validation methods and processes are punitive and are rather aimed to improve your HAI quality at the long-term care facility. These two types of validations are interrelated. Regular internal validation improves the facility's data completeness and quality, thereby improving data accuracy. Both the processes of validation, internal and external, are indeed time-consuming and adds more work to your very busy schedules. However, there are a few reasons you should consider validating your HAI data routinely. And I hope that you've heard over the last couple days, work smart, not hard. And this is what you want to do with your internal validation. Validation helps measure the accuracy of data reported by facilities. These are useful in identifying prevention efforts. Validation identifies barriers to complete and accurate data collection and reporting. It identifies the need for additional training. Validation identifies remedial errors in reporting and improves staff understanding of the methods and the definitions outlined in the protocols. Finally, we get assistance from our users to provide critical feedback to CDC, improvement of the data validation tools, development of optimal and standardized data evaluation methods, and improvement of existing NHSN surveillance and reporting resources. So we're going to spend the next few minutes on what you can do to maintain excellent quality reporting. Data is considered complete in NHSN when you have your monthly reporting plan submitted. Your reportable events are submitted to NHSN. And I know that you've heard this more than once. If you have no events, remember to check that no event box. And then your summary data is submitted to NHSN, and that's your patient days, or your resident days, and your any other denominators you're collecting, like your device days. Develop a hard copy monthly schedule and check it off as you complete each one of those parameters. Reporting plans can be scheduled quarterly or 6 months in advance. You choose. Make sure that you copy or you use that copy previous button. That has saved me a lot of work in the past when I was an IP. So use that button. Sometimes summary data may not be available until a week or two after the end of the month. So that's why you need to checklist to make sure you don't forget these things. By performing these internal checks, you will be able to pinpoint trends and identify data validity and quality issues. Always generate data sets prior to creating reports. This will ensure that your data is up to date. If there's more than one of you in the office that's pulling reports, say there's two of you, each of you must generate your data before you pull those reports. Let's take a look at the Analysis page in NHSN. Clicking on the Analysis tab and on Reports opens the Available Reports folder. The reports that we are interested in are located in the Advanced folder. The reports listed here can help you verify the monthly reporting plans, event data, and summary data submitted by you to NHSN. Be sure to always generate data sets prior to analyzing data. We will go through how to create each report, the event level, the summary level, data plan, and your facility data. Under facility level, click on the line listing facility survey data, then modify that report. Modify, add a title, a date range, and how you want it printed, whether it be HD, HTML or PDF or Excel or rich text format or Word. I prefer PDF because I can scribble on it and I can print it out and I can give it to others. The data for this table comes from the annual report survey that was submitted to NHSN. The annual survey summary is important in verifying whether the correct information has been entered, including the CCN number, the number of beds, the average daily census. Note here, we are missing that CCN number. Always verify your bed's number that you have a new wing. Think about that if you've added anything throughout the year since you last completed a survey. Maybe you inactivated beds or a wing. What we find is incorrect or missing CCN number. It's very important for CMS because if a CCN number is not there, CMS isn't going to know where you are. They're going to say that you missed reporting. Incorrect census data, for example, the average daily census is greater than the number of beds. How often do you want to do this? Do it annually, of course. But if you have a new IP or maybe you have a new leadership person on your committee, then show them the process. Let them know what kind of data you collect. Verify the plan has been entered. Quarterly is suggested. The monthly reporting plan provides a summary of the monthly plans entered for your facility. Note where there are yeses, and the yeses are appropriately selected. Note that I selected 12 months plan, but only 7 months, 1 through 7, are showing up. You can use this report to verify that a monthly reporting plan has been entered. You can also assess any discrepancies such as organisms that have been entered. Make sure your plans are complete for each month. Common errors in the survey include your CDI reporting plan was missing for 1 or more months. Incorrect organism was selected for surveillance. So example here, we have some that are missing. It's very obvious that we are missing some Ys. Here's a screenshot of line listing where I've selected all events. Note for this report through January through June was requested. Only February and April have events. Verify this is correct. Good surveillance can detect outbreaks quickly. If there is is there an outbreak on this unit? Notice that we've got several UTIs there back to back, but we don't have any for any other month. So that's why it's important for you to be entering all your data every month and looking at it. If no data is reported, follow up and ask in the past month, did you submit any stool samples for C. diff testing to the lab? If you did, what were those results? Did you start any residents on treatment for CDI? Well, where are those results if they're missing? Here's a screenshot of line listing all summary data. The summary data line list allows us to verify the number of residents per month, and in this report also helps us to assess whether events were correctly reported to NHSN. For the number of residence days, we reported that the facility had 100 beds. Remember, we looked at that survey report and we have 100 beds. So an estimate for the month should be near 3,000 resident days for a 30-day month. As you can see here, we're having 2,800. So we've done a good job in inputting our data there. Some of the common errors we find in the monthly summary data include number of residence days being 0, an incorrect number of residence days, or some missing events in our events column. Remember, under no events, if there's an N, that means events were entered into NHSN for that month. If there's a Y under that column, no events to report for that month. If it's blank, we haven't responded one way or the other. So you don't want any blanks underneath no events column. CDI event incorrectly entered as part of the number of admissions of C. diff treatments. Look for possible inconsistencies, for example, number of admissions on C. diff treatment that is greater than the number of beds. Be sure you look at that facility survey data line list. This is your landing page for your facility. It will be displayed for alerts for you to address. Missing events, you may have forgotten that to check no events box. Your summary data, you may be missing admissions and patient days. Having credible data prepares you for an excellent prevention of healthcare acquired infections. We all want to have A's at the end of the day. We need to keep our patients safe, for one day you and or I will be on the other side of that stethoscope. Validation will provide the path to continuous improvement of our validation processes. Thank you. And I will take any questions you might have. You all ready to go back and do this at your facilities? I hope that you are. And if you have any troubles, you know the email to select and write in a question.